Welcome to the Around the Quad podcast. I'm your host, Steve Scott, Worcester Academy teacher, coach, and advisor. This podcast will celebrate student achievements, performances, events, and everything Worcester Academy. On this episode, we are joined by the 2022 NEPSAC Class AA Boys Basketball Champions, the Worcester Academy Hilltoppers. Representing the Hilltoppers are seniors Dan Becil and Abdullah Muhammad, and juniors TJ Power, Trey Norman, and Kayvaun Mulready. Guys, thanks for being here.
Thanks. Appreciate you, Brody.
It's been since 2003 that the boys basketball team has hoisted the championship, and if you look up at the rafters of Roll Court, you can see all the banners that are up there from previous years. What does it mean to you guys now to be able to put a banner up on the rafters of Roll Court?
I think it means a lot. I mean, Coach Jamie always talks about that 2003 team and the players on that, and Jared Jack and Craig Smith, like, they're legends. So it's cool to kind of think that someday we'll be talked about like that, hopefully, and we get to be put in a place on that wall with those guys.
No, yeah, I agree. And, I was here 2 years ago where we lost in the championship game. And, it hurt a lot because it's something that we really thought we had in the bag. We thought we really could win it. And, when we took that loss, it was kind of unbelievable. We were like, damn. And, to finally have it all come back full circle and be able to win this year, first championship with Coach Jamie as the head coach, it means a lot, to have these guys with me. So.
Yeah, you and Abdullah, you guys are the two seniors, right? And as seniors going out, winning that championship, Abdullah, what does it mean to you to win that championship?
I mean, honestly, I never really expected myself to be in the position I am in, I guess. When I came here as a sophomore, I never really looked into the future thinking, oh yeah, one day I'll be a senior and I am gonna win a championship with the rest of my team. So it's just a surreal kind of feeling, I guess. It's still a championship. It doesn't feel real, I guess. I don't know.
So coming into this season, did you really think you were going to win the championship?
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
man.
Go ahead, Trey.
I've been preaching this, man, since we started. Before practices, we had open runs in the morning. Feel me? I've been preaching this. And, it kind of got lost within the season, when we started taking a couple losses and we started, started having to really see what we had to develop on. But just know, as soon as our first day in the gym, I told everybody, let's stay locked in. Let's really win a championship, man. And it happened.
It did. But you started out not well.
True.
Right?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
How we finish.
Does matter, right? How you finish, right?
What was it? 8-0 run? I think we went on, not 8-0 run, like an 8 straight.
You won the last, 5 regular season games.
And then 3.
And then the 3 games, that's 8 last. I mean, you got to be on a winning streak to win the championship anyways. You got to win 3 in a row, right?
Yep.
To get there. But, I mean, did you have any doubt? Okay, did you have any doubt early in the season, before the break?
No, I think for me, the Blackburn tournament was a good sign of what we could really do, because early on in the year when we were taking those losses, we had some injuries with me and Todd and a few other players. So the Blackburn tournament was the first time we were kind of all on the floor together and playing here at home, and we played really well in that. So that was kind of encouraging, and we built off that throughout the year. And we had minor setbacks and losses, but we kind of knew what, with our talent and if we really worked hard, what we could play to. So that was something we kept in our mind.
Now, Dan, you were been on the team for this your 3rd year, right?
Yeah.
And did you see what they saw? Did you have that same belief that they did, that you guys could win a championship? Obviously, you did, but
Yeah, absolutely. And, it goes back to my sophomore year when I was just a sophomore. We had a bunch of seniors on the team who were great leaders, and they were the ones who ultimately led us to that championship game. And so coming back this year, I knew I had to play the same role that they did. And I always knew. I mean, this team was definitely the more talented team, I think. And we did have our struggles at the beginning, but that didn't worry me at all, because I know talent. But it takes a lot to figure that out and to learn how to mesh together. And we got a lot of buckets in this room, so you know, when you got to figure out, like, you know, one game you might be scoring the points, the next game you might be having to just bring the energy and play defense because the other guys got it going. But, you know, there's never really a doubt in my mind. You know, all the ups and downs were all part of the process. We learned from everything. And, you know, like TJ said, once it got mid-season, we kind of found that groove. I wasn't worried at all. I knew, I was confident we could get the banner back to the school. So
Now talk about Coach Sullivan, and I know you guys have some things you want to talk about him a little bit, but you know, what does he mean to you guys as a coach? I know he's hard, he's tough, right? He's going to be demanding of you guys, but would you have it any other way?
No. He's a great coach on and off the court. You know, he definitely shows a lot of support no matter what it is. Everybody says he's crazy, but I mean, you get used to it. You know, he yells at guys, but he only yelling at people to get them better. And he always says that the day I stop yelling at you, you should look to transfer schools because that means he doesn't care no more. But that's never the case. He's always trying to improve, and he always sees like something that we can improve on every day, and that's kind of like what helped us get a championship. Like even days that we play really well, he always has something to critique about us, and you know that kind of kept us humble throughout the whole championship run.
Now, when you think about, you know, the practices that you've gone through and everything that you've done, you know, to prepare for those moments, you know, talk about that type of thing that you guys have gone through. 6 o'clock in the morning, going to the gym, shooting, late practices and stuff like that.
I think when Jamie sent out our fall schedule and we all saw that the majority of our runs were like 6 a.m., we were kind of like taken back by it, but then we kind of remember who Jamie is, and that's kind of the style and how we wanted to build our culture, like that toughness and that mental toughness too. And it was a challenge for us, but looking back on it, you can see how much that helped us develop, and it kind of made us have like this mindset that we've been through like some hard times and like grinded through it together. And then once the season came around, we were ready to go.
Now let's get to the 3 games, right? You got St. George's at home. You lost to them earlier in the year. What was your mindset going into that game?
I'll speak on that. So the first time I seen loss to St. George's, I wasn't able to play because of the unvaccinated players couldn't play, whatever. So I knew like they were prepared to face us without me. So when I came out there, I knew like I would make a big adjustment, which they did. And I don't know why, but my shot wasn't missing. And then our crowd was like unbelievable. Like I've never had a crowd like that. And every game from now and then, like was the crowd just kept increasing and got louder and louder. So it really is the crowd, but
yeah,
we all play together.
The biggest part in the St. George's game is a good example. Is like there's no jealousy on this team, and Kayvaun was killing it, and not one person doubted that. You know, we should work through him and give him the ball and kind of let him do his thing. Like that's one area that we grew later in the year. We kind of played through whoever had the hot hand that game.
Unselfishness, team play, you know, making your other teammates better, I think, is a hallmark of what you guys did in the second half of that season and in the playoffs. Talk about the Cushing game. That Cushing game was you know.
Yeah, it was huge. Throughout the season, Jamie really like talks about how like whatever you did yesterday or did previous to the team or whoever, it doesn't matter. Like you have to bring your own energy. You have to be a new person, a new team today to, you know, persevere through whatever you're going through in the game. And that's what it was against Cushing and St. George's. Like we beat Cushing last time at home, but those points from last game wasn't going to put points on our scoreboard. That's this game. So,
but that was a huge game, that last regular season game, because that meant that you guys got them in our gym, right? That's huge. And you talked about the crowd being a huge factor in how that happened, and now you had Cushing right where you wanted them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I honestly just think that when the stakes were high, we performed better because, I mean, I think our biggest issue throughout the season was just playing down to our competition, and that's where we got most of our losses from, was being too comfortable. And so I think once we all realized, like, that the chip was on the line and, like, we needed to win to put ourselves in the best position to get the championship, that, you know, we had to do whatever it took to win. And at that point, like, we weren't going to lose. And you know, it started with that senior day, that home win against Cushing that boosted us up to the 2 seed. You know, we had a lot of support from the school community, which really, honestly, is just an extension of our team. It gave us a lot of energy. It gave us a lot of push on the court. And at the end of the day, we knew we wanted this championship so bad. Like Trey said, we've been talking about it since the beginning of the year, since fall open gyms. And, you know, when we were on our court in front of our fans, like, we weren't going to lose. And we were all confident of that.
Now let's talk about some of the things that you guys faced in the Cushing game. You went down hard, not a cheap foul. Okay, we might disagree on that, but it was a hard foul, right? And you landed hard, and you had to deal with an injury.
Yeah, I mean, I told the Telegram this too, but once I went down, you know, it was
Go
a lot
ahead,
of,
be real. Go ahead.
I got you. Once I went down, you know, it was hard, but going out, I saw that, you know, I knew my teammates were capable of, you know, helping me out and like carrying me through this time, but I did want to play. So going into the second half, the pain started to increase, and I told Coach Mike that, you know, Kobe played through a lot worse, so I could play through this, and that's what it really was. I knew my adrenaline was gonna kick in, and I wasn't gonna really feel the pain, so I just went out there and played, did the best I could with my messed up hand, and it kind of carried on to the next day too. So I just had to get through those last couple minutes of that game and then the next game, and I knew I was gonna have a long stretch of time where I could like recover and stuff. Yeah.
And then one of the huge plays in that game was, you know, Cushing switches to a 2-3 zone, right? They switched to which I didn't understand why they switched to a 2-3 zone, but you guys recognized that. You ran the play. You threw the lob to Kay. Kay goes up, and then you get a cramp. I'm looking, going, where did he go? What happened to him?
Yeah, so first, like, before that even play happened, we tried to run it a couple times, but every team studied it because we did that play all the time. So this was our play, tug, right? And we had to change it due to Coach Dan. So we did this head tap.
Yeah.
So when we saw Trey do head tap, I was like, oh shoot, like this is my time, right? And we didn't we didn't hear Cushion like adjust. We didn't hear like backdoor. So when Trey threw it, I knew I had to dunk it. It was like get momentum. We went up by 5, I believe. When I was hanging on the rim, I felt my leg and I looked at it, and it was so ugly, and I didn't know I was gonna go back into that game, but Meg got me, and we finished it. We won. So
shout out to Meg.
Yeah, Meg.
Right.
Meg is the goat.
Saved our season many times.
Yeah, she's really an unsung hero when it comes to you guys, right?
Yeah.
Getting you guys healthy and everything else. And now let's go to the championship game. I have never, ever seen Worcester Academy's gym, and I've been here 31 years. Never seen it that deep and heard it that loud. That was deafening. And you talked about the crowd earlier, but what did that mean to you guys?
I mean,
coming out on the floor and being, you know, jazzed up for that.
It was great. There was people coming in like within like an hour 30 before the game. Like we're just getting to the gym, starting to warm up, and there's people already sitting there watching. And I mean, by the time it got to like warm up lines and stuff, the environment was just crazy. And you know, it didn't get to none of us. I mean, everybody kind of like was kind of used to it. The past 2 games were good, especially the senior night was big. But yeah, we all knew they were there for us, and we all kind of fed off the energy that was that they brought. And I don't know, it was just a great game. It was a great environment. And I told the guys before, I was like, this is what we play basketball for moments like this. Let's be excited. There's no need to have nerves and none of that. And it's like I don't know, if I was a senior, that would be a great way to go out. So
yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
It's definitely like super uplifting.
I like that though.
Just to see everyone come out and support us, and like, there's times in the game where we were close to fold, and then we look at the crowd and we're pumping our hands up in the air, and they're giving us energy, and we go on runs. So that was like just having that and being home and having those like all those kids and all the students like having our backs was super supportive.
But you're playing the Cushing game.
Yeah.
You don't know. You're supposed to go to Wilbraham.
Yeah.
Wilbraham was supposed to beat Bradford Christian.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We were watching the game or listening to the game, getting updates. And we knew prior to your victory at Cushing that if you won, it's home.
Yeah.
I mean, when did you guys hear that you guys were hosting it?
right after that Cushion game, like everybody like stormed the court and stuff, and I'm like telling everybody let's go into the locker room, and I see Coach Riley, and he's like, Bradford beat Wilbraham, and I'm like, huh? And he told me again, and I'm like, oh my God, and I'm about to run and tell everybody. He's like, yeah, take that with you, and then I start running, and I'm like, we're home, and then I don't know, it was more, we were more excited about us being home than like who we had to play, regardless of who we would have played. It would have been. We would have had the same momentum and the same mentality the whole time, but it was more the fact that like we win this game, we're at home, and we get to do this in front of our crowd, and it was just I don't know, it was just a great moment.
And go ahead.
I was gonna say there was a feeling like I know between me and Abdullah and like our coaching staff, there was a feeling we really wanted to play Wilbraham in the championship, like for revenge. Like we lost them 2 years ago, but like Trey said, just the fact that we can play in front of like our home crowd in the city and win or possibly win at school was just like so much. It was so much relief and just so much fun.
But it didn't look good.
Why?
You're down 12
Oh, in the game.
in the championship game.
That's when the crowd came in, because there was no doubt in my mind, but it was just exhausting. Like I don't think we got subbed out, like, or maybe for like a minute, but we were just very tired, and that's when the fans came in and just gave us so much energy.
Well, I mean, when you guys were down 12, I mean, what was the timeout called? I think at one point in time, and what's the message in the huddle?
I think that was just a testament to our character that we developed all season. Like we had stretches where we'd have 5 road games and we'd be down like 20 in opposing people's gyms and had to come back. And like one of the things we kept saying during those games is like, we're not losing this game. Like they had to play us, and that's kind of what we were thinking in the Bradford game. Like they didn't miss a lot of shots, and we knew our run was coming, so we just kind of kept our heads on straight and like supported each other and had a lot of confidence.
And they were hot.
Yeah.
16 threes.
Yeah.
I think it was just unreal, but they didn't hit the biggest three.
Yeah,
The biggest three comes
Damn.
from unselfishness.
yeah.
You had the ball.
Yeah.
Kay had the ball, right?
Yeah.
He drives, and you're sitting out there waiting. 6 a.m. shooting all that time. Did you know it was going in?
Yeah, of course I knew it was going in. I mean, like, it's a catch and shoot three, and I'm the shooter. Like, I shot that like millions of times, and me and Kay always know. It's probably like 500th play this season where Kay and I are on opposite sides of the court, and we make eye contact for like 3 seconds, and then we already know how the play is going to unfold. So, I mean, he saw me. I was open. He made a perfect pass right in my shooting pocket, and I just shot it. It went in. I didn't know how to feel, but then I was like, I got to go play some defense because there's still time on the clock. And
It was
number
8. It was 8.
Yeah.
11, 8 seconds, something like that.
8 seconds. They have number 24 who I haven't seen miss a shot the whole game. I don't want him shooting an open look. So, yeah, I got back on defense. I didn't even like feel the excitement. I hear the crowd. I mean, when I was playing, I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but like, I don't really hear the stuff they're saying. I hear the noise, but like the things they're saying doesn't like connect with me at all because I'm just so locked in the game. I remember at one point I was trying to talk and I couldn't hear myself. Like I was trying to talk to my teammate on the court. It was like the defensive situation.
It's too loud.
Couldn't hear myself. So and I remember when I made the shot, it was so loud, like it was deafening. And like when you go back and watch it on the film, it just kind of sounds like crazy because it's just like it sounds like a bunch of just people screaming like 2 feet
Yeah,
away
I
to
think
a
I saw
microphone.
Shapiro. No, was Shapiro in the game at that?
Yeah,
He starts jumping up and down, celebrating.
Yeah, he runs over to me. He's like jumping up and down, celebrating, and I'm just like, "Yo, we gotta play some defense, yo! Like this game is not over yet." So.
And that was close.
Yeah, it was.
That 3 was.
Nah, yeah,
Gosh, dog.
that's the Worcester backboards for you. Softest backboard in the country. Anything can go in. So
that, and then what is it? I mean, there's a great picture of you, just absolutely, bawling. I'm sorry, but I mean, it's out there. It meant so much to you.
No, yeah, it did. I mean, it's something.
And to be able to hit that last shot.
Yeah, it does. I know. I mean, it almost seems like a perfect ending. Having lost my sophomore year and then coming back and be able to win this year, like, I really worked super hard to be able to be here, and there's no one else I'd rather have won it with. And it truly was like a whole school effort. Like, it's not like just like the kids in this room won this championship. Like the whole school is there. Like, school is an extension of our team, and it's just like a great community moment and
What's
great
it?
for our coaches.
Yeah.
So
What's it like now? I mean, around campus and stuff like that. You guys just
Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, we weren't even sure if we were going to have school the next day, but I think a part of me was kind of hoping for it, just to be able to walk around
Right.
the hallway and like feel the energy around the school.
Right.
And it's still here. I think our school is kind of set on like a new track now, and you can see it, whether it's like I'm having conversations with like new teachers that I've never even talked to, and they're talking about like how much that win meant to them because they've worked here a long time and things like that. So it's just cool to build like new connections through like our shared success.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the highlights that I've ever seen at the school, and I think I want to thank you guys on behalf of everybody who hasn't had a chance to say thank you, and the alums and everything else. I mean, you guys did something that a lot of teams have tried to do. Not many have succeeded. Championships are hard to win, are they not?
Yeah.
Is it two in the?
Oh, for sure, back to back.
Back to back?
Yeah, we'll be back in this
I'll
room
be back.
next year.
Next year, you heard it here, folks, right?
Hopefully
Is this a guarantee?
Yeah, man. We got the taste, man, and we're not gonna let that go.
I can't wait to come back.
I don't even know.
I can't wait to come back and be in the student section for it. Like I got to feel what it's like on the court, but like I want to know what this was like to be like a fan, like cheering for the game, because it looked like it was a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
I know I'll be back next year for it, because I know these three will be playing in it. So
Yeah, it's one of those things. You win one, you get that taste. You want to win another one, but it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. You gotta get the right. You gotta get as Coach Riley said, you gotta have leadership. You gotta have unselfishness, and you gotta have a little bit of luck. And you gotta have all three to win that championship. And something that you guys will take with you wherever you go, and remember when you come back and celebrate your 25th anniversary of NEPSAC championship. That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, one of the many Jamie stories, but
Yeah, let's talk about a little Jamie
Oh.
story here.
I think it was after the Cushing game. We were talking about the opportunity we had to win a championship, and he went into this whole thing about his when he was 11 years old playing up in the 12-year-old Little League baseball team, and we were like, where is he going with this? And 5 minutes later, he gets to the end of the story, and basically the point was, we're gonna make memories that we remember forever. And he was saying he can name everyone on that team, and I'm sure, like you said, 20 years from now, we're gonna be able to name all these kids and have relationships with them and come back and feel like the same pride that we do being here now.
No, you guys really care for Coach Sullivan and stuff like that, but you got to have some pretty good,
Yes, I know what you
You-
mean. Jamie, he calls me his biggest pain in the ass. He's definitely mine as well. But there's times where we've gotten in an argument. Like I've known Jamie most of my life. Like he's
Sure.
seen me grow up. There's so many times we argue, but it's all out of love. Like he knows and I know that whatever we say, we don't take it to the heart. And that goes to the other guys. Like if you've seen our practices, you will think this guy is the meanest person. Like he has no love for us. Right when practice ends, he reminds us how much he really cares for us, and I really do appreciate him a lot.
Anybody have any ability to mimic him a little bit?
Oh, ability?
Mimic?
Nah, I got a story. I don't know.
You got a story?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So after I get hurt, at the Cushing game, he comes. Meg is talking to me, and I finally get up and I start walking to the bench, and he's right next to me, and I'm like, he's asking me how it feels and stuff. I'm like, I don't know it. I can't really have no power in my hand. And he's like, come on, man, you're from Dorchester. Nothing's gonna stop you. Nothing's gonna stop you. You're gonna be fine. You're okay. This and that. And in the moment, it's like right now it's funny, but it's just he's just showing that he believes in me and stuff. And he there's a bunch of thousands of stories with different guys that he does that. And it's just I don't know. I think he's really a great coach. Like I said before, on and off the court, there's always a lot of support with him, no matter what it is. And I honestly think that throughout the rest of my life, I'm gonna definitely use him as a support system. And I just know no matter what's happening, he's gonna be there. So
And,
Yeah.
yeah, Coach Dan too, and Coach Dan and Coach Mike, but Coach Dan specifically throughout the year, like providing us with the scouts and everything, and he's really like a tactical coach that helps us, and he prepared us a lot, especially in the playoffs. He got even more in depth than we expected, whether it's like going on there, looking at other teams' games on YouTube
Sure.
and clipping certain plays. So it's kind of a good balance between Jamie and like his motivational support and like him getting on you, and then Coach Dan can kind of break it down for you. And then Coach Mike is always in the gym, like staying after practice or meeting us late at night and training with us. So it all kind of came together as like a culmination of their three like greatest strengths, and we had like a heck of a coaching staff.
Yeah, and me personally, I feel like I use Coach Mike as like someone like he's a lot younger than Coach Dan and Coach Jamie, so I feel more comfortable, like talking to him about certain things, and like
Absolutely,
it definitely like in game situations, I'll go to him and be like, "Can you talk to them about this?" or just something like that. And I just feel like he doesn't get enough credit. He spends endless hours in the gym, whether it's us, all of us in here, or like the younger guys, and he's definitely like dedicated to Worcester Academy basketball and just the community here. And he spends a lot of time and effort trying to get everybody better. He's saying everybody's phoning up, talking about let's get in the gym any time of the day, free periods, and he's definitely a big part of this championship. And without him, I don't know if winning this would be possible. And without any of the coaches, there are moments where if Coach Jamie's not having it, Coach Dan's there to pick him up, or Coach Mike there, and it's the same way like with the whole team. Like there's a couple of situations where like Coach Jamie would like apologize if he didn't have his best coaching effort, but it's a player coach team, so captains on this team are definitely picking everybody up. And I don't know, I just think it was a full team, full school effort with this championship, and it's just great to be a part of.
Yeah.
I'll add on to it. I mean, having been here like 3 years, it hasn't really like struck me till after this, like how lucky we are to have our coaching staff. Like they're great leaders, and I look around like a lot of my friends who are also playing like prep school high level basketball, and like they're not fortunate as we are to like have like 3 guys who are so invested in our program and want to win as much as us. Because at the end of the day, like you need the leaders to want it as bad as the players, and they really pushed us. And like from Coach Mike being in the gym every day to Coach Dan, like he does a lot of work for the school, and then he's spending his extra time researching other teams for our scattering reports. And then we got Jamie, who's just he's always wants the best for us, and he's pushing at us, screaming at us every day, literally for the only reason is because he loves us. And so yeah, at the end of the day, like they're the reasons that we were able to improve enough to get here, because at the end of the day we weren't as good as we are in that championship game as we were in the first game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a lot of growth, from us, from our coaching staff to be able to get to that point. And so it really wouldn't be possible without the 3 of them. So.
Well, I want to thank you guys for being here. Definitely eye-opening, and again, congratulations on a terrific championship. And let's make an appointment. 1 year from now,
Yeah.
do it again.
That's it.
Yeah.
With you 3 guys, and you guys, good luck in college.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
This has been the Around the Quad podcast, a show celebrating everything Worcester Academy. You can find the Around the Quad podcast on the Oski Vision YouTube channel, as well as other Worcester Academy content. Join me next time for more insights into the world of Worcester Academy. And as I tell my students, take me somewhere I can't go, tell me something I can't hear.